Buenos días. Buenos días y buenos y todos. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Welcome to today, Sunday, September 5th. And welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shearer, and I'm the Spiritual Director and Founding Minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. We are continuing today with our annual theme, which is Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision. And our topic for this month of September is Reaching Higher. The topic for this week is also Reaching Higher. If you are interested in reading some books for this month, 2 suggestions are This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes and The Joy of Genius, The Next Step Beyond the Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. Each week, we open with a spiritual practice called affirmative prayer, also known as spiritual mind treatment. And this is a powerful tool and a practical tool that helps to shift our consciousness so that we are open and available to accept the good that is already present in our life. It aligns our thoughts with all good. So let's move into today's service with intention, as we do each week, with a reading from the Creative Thought magazine. And today I'll be reading from September 2nd, 2014. Spiritual mind treatment is always done in the first person. So I invite you to close your eyes and take these words as your own, if you so choose. I am. Beyond all appearances, there is only God. One power, one presence, one source of all life. But it is invisible, be it invisible or visible. This is God. Its vibrant energy and love pulsate throughout my entire being, for it is all that I am. I recognize the mighty, moving presence of spirit in all that I am and all that I do. It lifts my soul to the heights of spiritual realization and relieves me of any burdens I may carry. In the light of God, I stand tall in the confidence that I am pure of heart, sound in mind, and strong in spirit. I am alive in the allness and fullness of the one life that continually beckons me to return home to the kingdom of heaven that eternally resides within me. My faith is impenetrable, for I know with every fiber of my being that I am an extraordinary expression of God, perfect, whole, and complete in every way. I have everything I require to walk this golden path of life. For all that God is, I am. In this sacred moment, I am so grateful that I'm fully aware of my oneness with God and my oneness within all beings. Knowing that life unfolds with profound beauty and grace, I release my word to the law of mind, and it is done, and so it is. And that was submitted originally by licensed practitioner Dale Olmansky from Palm Desert, California. And so as we do each week, let's together review our purpose, vision, and mission statements. We have a grand purpose here each week, and that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. And this is done through our vision, which is to educate and support each other so we can create the life we desire that works for us right now. And this is supported by our mission, which is to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. So at this time, I'd like to again welcome everyone, including those that are new to our teaching and to our center here in Puerto Vallarta. Whether you're here live on the Zoom call or watching the replay at a later time, Please know that everyone is welcome here, and we value each and every one of you. We teach a philosophy called the science of mind. It's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom. And we offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth. And we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes founded this teaching in the 1920s, he had studied both Eastern and Western spiritual texts in order to create the science of mind, which focuses on the individual use of thoughts and this powerful thing called the mind. When asked to provide a concise definition of the science of mind teaching, he had replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. So please know that you are welcome no matter which path you have been on in the past. We honor all spiritual paths. Each and every one of you is welcome here, and you are important to us and to everyone. So thank you for coming today, and welcome once again. Each week, we offer a spiritual inspirational message. And in the past, this has been done in a restaurant in downtown Puerto Vallarta, actually in the romantic zone. And they are still cleaning up the area after the river overflow and all the mud that has accumulated and the damage that was done in the area, including the 2 bridges in and out of town. So right now it makes it a little difficult to get into that area unless you already live there. And we still are required to wear a mask when we are outside our home. So we will continue to meet here in my home via Zoom. Mi casa es su casa. But we look forward to having discussions afterward and enjoying some homestyle Mexican cooking when we can get back out into the community and meet in person. So as you know, we have been meeting Sunday mornings, and this will continue once we start meeting again in person. Updates will be included on our website and our Facebook page, as well as mentioned here when we will be meeting again in person. If you have any comments or questions in the meantime, certainly post them here wherever it is you are watching, or send me a direct email and I'll be sure to respond. Each week we review our evolutionary vision from the Centers for Spiritual Living Global Vision. For this week, these are the 2 visions that we like to highlight. We see a world in which each and every person lives in alignment with their highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively, we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. We envision humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence and discovering the creative power of thought. A world where each and every person discovers their own personal power and ability to create an individual life that works within a world that works for everyone. And this week, our principles from the Science of Mind, principles, core concepts, and values for this week are oneness, love, eternal life, and the creative process. Oneness. There is one infinite reality. We call it many names, including, but not limited to God, life, universal spirit, infinite intelligence, first cause, or the thing itself. The one infinite reality is undivided, complete, and whole within itself. The oneness creates everything out of itself, and therefore includes both the absolute and the relative, the tangible and intangible, the physical and metaphysical aspects of reality. Love. Love is the self-givingness of universal spirit through its desire to express itself in terms of creation. Love is the impulse, and law is the way of creation. Eternal life. The one infinite reality is eternal. We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual, forever and ever expanding. The one infinite reality creates through the universal law of cause and effect. This is the creative process. This universal law is impersonal, automatic, and intelligent. The universal law receives the direct impress of spirit's impulse and acts upon it, bringing it to form. Individuals having the same threefold nature, using the creative process to shape our human experience in alignment with the whole, perfect, and complete reality. In August, we spent some time resting, rejuvenating, and readying ourselves for the next ascent on our journey. We begin that ascent this month, reaching higher toward a greater understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe, pushing past our comfort zones, using our understanding in innovative ways to advance us forward, while including and benefiting from the wisdom and experiences we've gained along the way. We rise. So here's some questions to consider asking ourselves. What is our growing edge personally? And how are we expanding our understanding and application of our principles to include the collective good of the planet? How are we being called to reach higher and push past our comfort zone? From the perspective of the science of mind, we are one. And when we embody unity, we live from love. When we get confused in the world of effects, we think and feel that we are separate. And from that place, our judgments between good and evil begin. As you all may recall, last week I spoke briefly about the devastation left behind in the wake of Hurricane Nora that arrived in Puerto Vallarta last weekend. But what I have seen is a community filled with love, hope, and compassion for one another, coming together to clean up the debris and helping families that suffered total loss of all of their possessions and or their homes, as well as some loved ones. The community comes together as one. Imagine if we saw this in every community, in every country, every day. There isn't a sense of division. There is plenty of love to spread around. Dr. Ernest Holmes said this: we perceive good and evil because we perceive a presence of duality instead of unity. So let's look at our 3 key points for today. Karma, the good and the bad, and transcending karma. So regarding karma, Ernest Holmes wrote this: if we speak from the point of view of the spirit, there can be no opposition to him or it. It is on, I can't read this. It is only when we completely abandon the human will and recognize the pure essence of spiritual principle embodiment that our thinking arises above the belief of duality. I shared the next screen in advance. This is what Ernest Holmes said in The Creative Mind regarding karma. Do you realize that your karma is nothing more than your false thinking, and that the only way to escape is to think the truth, and that brings with it the higher law? When the oldest enters, the youngest leaves, because there is nothing to give him life. The past is gone when we learn to forgive and forget. The meaning of karma is the spiritual principle of cause and effect. It is the excluded action as a consequence of an activity. Pardon me, it is the executed action of the consequences of an activity. In the previous quote from The Creative Mind, we experience good and evil because we perceive a presence of duality instead of unity. The starting point of karma is confusion. Seeing duality manifests as the truth, and starting from that truth, taking it as the cause, and inevitably manifesting its effects. So yes, if we speak from that point of view of the spirit, there can be no opposition to it. It is only when we completely abandon the human will and recognize the pure essence of spiritual principle embodied in us that our thinking rises above the belief of duality. Right now, there appears to be a lot of duality going on around the world regarding freedom of choice, whether it be concerning health in our bodies, science, politics, travel, etc. And this is showing up as hatred and mistrust with an us versus them mentality, which is very sad to see, when we should instead be coming together to help each other through these challenging times. This is what Dr. Ernest Holmes said. We know that the belief in duality, the belief in the power of good and the power of evil, has contributed to the destruction of man. And by itself, the understanding of oneness will heal him. Which brings us to the good and bad. Good and bad karma arise from our preferences, whether conscious or unconscious. We simply individually discriminate what I like or dislike, what suits me or what doesn't suit me. From this point of view, good karma is a positive thing. But looking at it in a deeper way, good karma is just another way to stay in duality and separate oneself from oneness. Deepak Chopra, in his book, Meta Human, Unleashing Your Infinite Potential, wrote this: since consciousness is the foundation of reality, the possibilities for new thoughts, insights, and discoveries is unlimited. Infinite possibilities are part of our makeup. Events prove anything can happen. And I came across this quote from Ralph Waldo Trine, In Tune with the Infinite. He said, "We are born into a strange time, a time that tries men's souls. Bewilderment and fear may hold many. Change and uncertainty stalk through the land, all lands. Those who keep their courage up and go serenely on are coming through in a way that those who weaken or lie down cannot know. But to do this, many lives need help, real concrete help. There is something in the universe that responds to intrepid thinking, the power that holds and that moves the stars in their courses, sustained, illumines, and fights for the brave and the upright. Courage has power and magic in it. Faith and hope and courage are great producers. We cannot fail if we always live in the brave and cheerful attitude of mind and heart. He alone fails who gives up and lies down. To open ourselves to this sustaining power, to live continually under its guidance, this is our part. Those of us who do our part will keep free from fear and therefore from a weakening, corroding worry. And that was written in 1897. It's been almost 125 years since he wrote this, yet it is still so relevant today, don't you think? We are born into a strange time. Bewilderment and fear hold many. One of Trine's most famous quotes is this: again, there are many who are living far below their possibilities because they are continually handing over their individualities to others. Do you want to be a power in the world? Then be yourself. And many others have rephrased this. There's nobody else but you. You may as well be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Which leads us to our third point, transcending karma. To transcend karma, the constant practice is to disappear into the situation. Stop having an opinion about what is happening. Stop stating our point of view, praise or criticize. Simply play our role in the situation. To realize how I can contribute from my individuality for the greater good of oneness. That's our job. When we are bouncing off duality between past and future, we're creating more karma, cause and effect. The transcendence of karma arises from presence, being in the here and now, which rises above duality. Staying in the present moment is a constant practice, a way of living. Karma can only exist outside of the present moment. Joel Goldsmith said this: "It is possible for anyone to change the trend of his life, not by hearing or reading truth, but by making it an active part of consciousness in daily experience until it becomes a habit every moment of the day, instead of the occasional thought." So, living from the presence, the pure state of being, the present moment, the only one that exists. The past and the future can only exist in the present moment. It's always the present. To be able to inhibit the present when facing an issue, we can do a few things. We can meditate silently on the following questions. What is mine to do in this situation? And how can I contribute from love in this situation? And we can meditate. So as we sit up straight, relaxing our body and mind, just contemplating our thoughts without judging them, without watching. They come and then let them go. I neither judge nor deny them. I just let them appear and disappear. Another thought will appear again. So just repeat this process in your meditation. Just allowing thoughts to come, to go. Practice being present in the moment of now. Eckhart Tolle said this: "The key to transformation is to make friends with this moment. What form it takes doesn't matter. Say yes to it. Allow it. Be with it." And so that leads us to our affirmation for today. And this is from Dr. Ernest Holmes, from this thing called You. He said, "I believe in myself because I believe in God." And so now is our time of mindful giving and financial support of our spiritual home. We rely completely on your donations to support and continue our center here in Puerto Vallarta, so that we can continue offering this powerful teaching of the science of mind. And we bless any financial gifts that you give today. Every donation is greatly appreciated, whether it's $5 or $50, or even just the cost of a cup of coffee. Why don't you buy me a cup of coffee today for the center? Donations can be made using our PayPal to our website. And once again, I'll share that information with you. Our website is www.cslpv.org. Once you land on the landing page, you'll see a donate button. When you click on it, it will take you to your PayPal account so that you can make your payment any way you choose or have set up in your PayPal account. Alternatively, if you would like to send a paper check, you can mail it to us, addressed to CSLPV number 403, 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, V1Y8N1. And so now, if you would like to join me in our offertory affirmations, if you so choose. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So thank you for joining us today. And if you would like to have a one-on-one connection for a spiritual mind treatment to assist you with change or whatever is happening in your life right now, please contact me. And if you would like to commit to being a member of the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta for this current year, or if you would like to be on our board of trustees, please contact us and we'll be sure to send you the current form. And most of all, let's continue practicing peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions can create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. May peace and love be with you. So thank you for coming and sharing this time together. Peace and blessings to all. Namaste.